It's Uvalde. 4 years ago, it was Parkland in Florida. 17 people died that day, including 17-year-old Joaquin Oliver. It was Valentine's Day, and he had taken flowers to school for his girlfriend. I'm joined from Florida by his father, Manuel Oliver, who's a co-founder of the gun reform group Change the Ref. Manuel, thanks so much for joining us. How optimistic are you? Do you think anything will ever change?
Yes, it has to change. There's a lot of frustration at this point, but I believe that this young generation of Americans won't let this last long. I mean, I like to think that the same kids that are concerned about the climate change and including people in every aspect of civil rights are also concerned about guns in our country and their future. So it will have to change at some point, not because of our politicians, but because of our kids.
What's your reaction when you hear certain politicians offering their thoughts and prayers?
Well, I feel like I'm listening to terrorists, you know? Politicians have lost credibility here. They keep bringing excuses like mental health and video games, and we all know that that's a big lie. I mean, your audience in England will never believe this BS, because you also have video games and you also have movies that will show violent scenes, but you don't have access to guns. So our politicians, it's about time to tell the truth and stop being an ally of the NRA and the gun industry.
What is Change the Ref? Are you trying to train the next generation of politicians?
We are trying, as part of what we do. Change the Ref is a creative movement that we started after Joaquin was shut down. By the way, I have to share with you the fact that after Joaquin was shot inside his school, in a very similar situation of what happened a couple of days ago, more than 220,000 people have died because of gun violence in America. So this is not a surprise. This shouldn't be a surprise for anyone living in America. This is a surprise for you guys, because you don't understand what's going on in here. But I know exactly what's going on. There is a war going on in here. No one is paying attention to it. And we need the support from other entities, overseas, other nations, to get involved with this.
We use phrases like finding closure, which of course mean nothing, but how do you go on? What's your advice to the parents in Uvalde in the coming weeks and months?
There is no such a thing as an advice that will make them feel better. I try to avoid saying something that it probably might hurt. What I do think is that at this point, with the level of attention that the community has, it's a good opportunity to say things to these cameras. Because part of the problem is that the media won't coverage this for very long. There's a template in America. The media will cover the news until a certain point, and they will move on next week to the next shooting or to the next news cycle. So I'm afraid we live under that template of toxic cycle around mass shootings.
Thanks so much for joining us, Manuel Oliver, father of Joaquin there. Thank you.
Thank you very much.